Yep.
That is the title.
That is
of
the
this
title
episode.
of this episode.
We know what we're doing now.
All right, here's my joke. You ready?
Oh boy.
What kind of key doesn't open any doors? A turkey. Gobble, gobble.
Did you see? Okay, so I don't really watch Saturday Night Live, but there'll be random clips that are recommended. Did you see the one of like the guy who was the kid from the Hunger Games? He does a skit where he comes home and like he's dating a turkey. So they have one of their cast members dressed up like a turkey, and she's just like, "Oh, what are we eating?" It's like, green beans. It was like, oh, carrots. And was trying to. Then she pulls the lid. Oh, anyway. So
Peter showed me the one of no, who's upstairs? Well, where is he, Karen?
Oh yeah, is that the Santa Claus one?
Yes.
Hello, Santa baby.
have you seen the Key and Peele Santa Baby? No, it wasn't Santa Baby. It was the I Really Can't Stay spoof. Key and Peele do a
Key and
spoof.
Peele?
Yeah, where like the girl turns the tables on him. Of course, it's like a guy dressed as a girl because Key and Peele. But like he totally, just turns the tables, and suddenly the guy's trying to escape, and she's just like hitting him over the head. And he's like, "Please let me go." Anyway, that's funny. All right. Welcome to the Himebook Family Podcast. We just survived Thanksgiving. I'm really appreciative to both these gents for making the time. I always call November the deep... I always call November the deep breath before the plunge. It was the right word. It's okay. I just ate Mexican food. So, not that implies anything. Just know that, like, yeah, my body is like, why are we not vegging out on a sofa right now? So
Yeah.
It's good times. Anyway, so we're bringing back our first guest of the Himebook podcast.
Because we know what we're doing now.
We know what we're doing now. That's the title. But Peter was our first guest, and we told him at the time this is going to be sort of a guinea pig thing. And boy, were we right. So let's just relish in the fact that we were right. And
Yes, we were
it
right.
happened so randomly, but so rarely.
Did it.
Yes. So we I did it. I failed.
I failed.
You're welcome, everyone.
Well, you got me to. You're like, oh yeah, you know how to do this, and I'm like, yeah. I was confident in myself, and I did.
I'm good at wrecking people's confidence. It's okay. It's my living. No. Yeah. So we had this awesome episode where we talked with Peter about the meaning of life and jazz music, and he gave all these incredible answers, and I knew exactly how to fix all the problems of the world. And then we lost that episode. So, we'll never know. None of it. We lost all of it.
Oh, I thought we had it. It was just
Nope.
No, you couldn't.
We were just ashamed of you. we didn't want to release that one. It was really rough.
I thought it was like audio from the camera or something.
Yeah,
it wasn't audio from the mic or
Oh
I don't
my
know.
goodness. You got to do more talk. Oh my goodness.
What?
Well, I just want to hear him talk in the microphone.
That's what Carla says, his wife.
Yeah,
I just want to hear you talk.
all the time.
But anyway, so we're really glad that we got him to come back. Because, anyway, this really prestigious shindig we have going on here, as you can see, based on the fact that it's a hazard working in my office right now because of the amount of, if there was ever an earthquake in Tennessee, I would perish. Death by a book stack.
Yeah, I don't know if you would make fire code or not.
Let's not think about it. But yeah, if there's a nook and a cranny, I will find a space for it, which is really funny because I never considered myself a pack rat. I just need an actual, like, an office 3 times this size. I don't know what to
Do you
tell
have a book called The First Days of School?
Remember, I was an ed major.
Oh.
So that whole area, y'all can't see it. Most of that's textbooks.
Oh, yeah, the VeggieTales sing-along. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. That was my sophomore year. You're His Cheeseburger. That was a big hit.
How many books do you think you have in this room?
In this room, that's a good question. It keeps changing. I had to install another shelf over there. Those are all the books for my dissertation.
Is that why I bought the power tools?
Yeah, so I bought more shelves to install over there. so that I could add another shelf. So I'll move those photos and I'll install another mini shelf for smaller books and stuff. You gotta make space for it. Don't judge me.
I'm not
whatever. Yeah, you just stare into the Danish fjord that is that painting right
because
there
I
off screen.
asked Dad, y'all's dad. I asked Dad if because I've seen his bookshelf, and I'm like,
wow,
have you
made it into their bedroom? That's bold.
Well, Mary Love was trying to get something, and then we were chasing
Okay.
a cat. So I was like, all right. I think it was not Shadow. The Shadow wasn't.
Shadowfax.
No, it was Miles. Is that right? No, the cat that never came out.
Husky.
Oh, what? Didn't he pass away?
Was this recently?
This was like years ago.
Oh, who's to say?
Oh, it's probably Miles.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, we were in there, and I looked at his bookshelf, and I asked him, I was like, have you read every book on that shelf? He went, oh, yeah, multiple times. And I'm like, I can't. Okay.
Okay, Donald
So
Duck.
now I ask the same question. I ask the same question.
You'd be such a hit with my daughter right now. We watched the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol this morning,
Oh, man.
which is really it's really moving. Let's go back to that. We'll put a pin in that. Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. Go ahead, finish your story.
Have you read every book on the shelf?
No, heavens no. There was a day that I used to be able to say that, and then it got to a point where I discovered used books on Amazon.
Oh.
And so I'd go to Barnes & Noble, and I would leave with a book, because I'm a member, a card-carrying member.
Yeah,
I like
me
to support.
too.
I want bookstores to still be around.
Yep.
And I'd also leave with 10 used Amazon books in my purchased list, because I could buy them for $1. And if I got them all from the same used place, then it wasn't as much for shipping. I don't know, maybe that's how my mind justified it. So yeah, and then it get to a point where it was a real problem, and my wife would be like, what's in the box? I was just, it was like,
What's
not
in the
that
box?
I willfully, it became 7 or whatever that movie is.
Yep.
What's in the box? But no, she would ask me what's in the box now? I'd be like, I don't know. And I felt really bad because I genuinely didn't. It was out of sight, out of mind. It was just it's a present for me, because when it's used, it could take weeks to arrive.
Yeah.
So I'm not thinking about it. It's like whenever it shows up, it shows up. I have books. But yeah, so no.
Percentage-wise.
Of all the books I have, it's less than half now. It kept
this
adding.
room?
In this room, it's going to be over half. But so that whole stack there and the piano, those are all the books that that's my next up. So over there on the right, y'all can't see this. I have a list, and you'll see names different days on the wall. And so I have on the shelf underneath, which those books over there should be in there anyway. That's what I read daily, every day, like devotions, and then my dissertation work, and one fun book and one historical book. And that's sort of how I stay sane. And then I have a little, whether it's a daily devotional, there's a devotional for music directors, or there's that the heart in paraphrase, or the soul in paraphrase. Sorry, to me that's I can do that once a week. I pull it out. But yeah, so then I have 3 little books Monday through Friday that I kind of allot. And that's great too, because those aren't pressing. Those are just as I'm able to get to them. So if I miss a day because I'm too busy, that's great. Yeah. And so that being said, with all the books in here, considering that whole stack I have not read yet, I've either started it or it's coming up next, again, once the dissertation, because that's all dissertation work. So, so less than half. Just considering.
How many books of the dissertation have you read?
7 or 8. So it's not. I've tried to really lean into some of the meteor stuff. Meteor, not meteor. But then my goal is in February, I'm going to devote 2 weeks to just kind of delving into the dissertation and getting especially a lot of those smaller books and kind of knocking them out. That's sort of my goal. But yeah, good question. Who's interviewing who? I mean,
I don't know.
We know what we're doing.
Where's
now.
the sheet? Last time you had a sheet, I had questions.
I know. Well, I just figured you're such a good conversationalist. You kind of removed the need for the sheet because you were just so good. And you're humble too.
That's why there's coconuts.
That's right. No, just because it was random. It was either that or hand you the axe. I have a Nerf axe because, again, when I think Nerf, I think
It's Nerf or nothing.
yeah. I think hand combat, hand to hand. No,
Coconuts too.
that's right. Well, that's just if I need to gallop anywhere. You need sound effects. and people get to ask you, where'd you get the coconuts? So
Where did you get the coconuts?
The Amazon, which who knew that the Amazon had coconuts?
Did you know that you got the coconuts when it arrived?
Or was it one of those
Mystery
past
boxes.
purchases?
No. No, that was a chapter in my life that was particular to used books. Thank you very much. I don't buy used coconuts. I'm not a monster. Like what?
Could you imagine if there was like a Reddit post or something? He's like, "Do you guys have the same problem I do? I can't stop buying used coconuts from Amazon." I would love to see that. Post.
Here's the sad part.
I bet you there is.
If my wife could, but my wife has become addicted on her mother's behalf because we just finished Thanksgiving. My in-laws have a farm. They have goats. My wife loves to help her mom. In a different life, we would become farmers too because I love the idea of having land, but my lifestyle doesn't allow it. She loves the idea of having a farm, but she runs a ballet program. So it's just like, it's one of those things where in an ideal scenario, it's great. So we're trying to really enjoy visiting those people in our lives that have the farm and all that. So her mother, my mother-in-law, she will give old pumpkins. This is where this is going. She'll give old pumpkins to the goats to eat. And so she said to my wife, if you know of anyone who's getting rid of pumpkins after Halloween, after the Thanksgiving season, let me know. And it's like it awoke something within my wife. She will scour the neighborhood to find pumpkins. She will have, even just the other day, like Katie, my brother Terry's wife, contacted her and said, I found this house that put all these pumpkins down by the road. My wife gets our daughter, hops in the car, and I come home, and it's like a shrine.
Is that why there's so many pumpkins in your carport?
Look, we have emptied that driveway twice now. And it's like they multiply like rabbits because my wife has been, and I'm sitting there going like, we delivered them to my in-laws, the last batch, on Thanksgiving Day, and I could just see in my mother-in-law's eyes like, oh man, that's a lot of pumpkins. Because everyone was bringing them to her, and she's like, just add it to the pile and out by their house. It's just this farm of pumpkins. I'm like, someone has an obsession. But like, it's going to go to the goats. It's going to be hilarious. Like they're going to love it and eat it, and they're going to pie in the hog, all that stuff. But I'm sitting there just going, like my wife is still, even like yesterday, my wife was like, oh, I just heard someone put some pumpkins down by the street. I'm like, you have a problem. Okay, we need to have a discussion.
We have pumpkins she's welcome to have.
Oh my word.
Sitting on our front porch.
Not helping.
Waiting.
I think we've got one.
Oh my word.
Yeah, I'll send her a text later.
Okay,
know.
sure.
Grab the pumpkin.
The pumpkin obsession continues. Anyway, so that being said, if there was a website where people could advertise used pumpkins instead of coconuts, but used pumpkins, that's how this all connected.
Facebook Marketplace.
Man, yeah. Well, my wife would be all over that. So anyway, yeah.
So disc golf.
Peter's into disc golf now. That's new since the last time we talked. That's why he has this fancy scarf. He's become more of that, upper crust. He's moving up in the world. Now he never leaves home without it. Even when it's hot outside, he just wears a scarf.
It's a needed accessory for disc golf, When you're retrieving your disc, you throw your scarf out.
Well, and you apparently took Dad with you today?
Yeah, this probably was a needed accessory then. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
Well, regardless of the scarf, how did that go? I assume you needed the scarf to hide your face so he couldn't see you.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Did you feel better about yourself?
No, he did great.
Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you invited me to come along. You're like, I really need a boost in my abilities.
He has a pistol shot. He does like a pistol sling. I don't know what you call it, draw, I guess. Mm-hmm. Shot that he makes, and it's very. When he throws it, it kind of goes at a weird angle where it would just go left. So I found him an very unstable disc that he would throw it, and it would just pop up straight, and it would just fly straight as an arrow, 50, 60 feet. So he trudged his way down all the fairways, and he was just dead on straight. While I was going back and forth, depending on what tree I hit, he was just going straight down.
Wait, you said he did better than you?
No.
Okay.
No. I was throwing 200, 250, and he was throwing 50 at a time, so...
These are numbers. They mean things.
I had some strokes on him, but it was fun. Yeah, I think he did a good job.
Different strokes it takes. Different strokes.
He did good. Ate pumpkin pie afterwards, It was good. Ate pumpkin pie afterwards.
Hey, made from pumpkins.
Breakfast of champions.
There's a connection.
There's the connect. See, I knew it. The minute I said it, I was like, it's going to connect somehow. pumpkins on a farm.
You don't really get close to this microphone thing.
Well, so I'm always envious when I listen to these recordings, like because we've done more recordings because we know what we're doing now.
That's right.
Now. Is that Andrew always leans in close, and then I always sit back, and so then it sounds like I'm yelling from the other side of the room. And like Andrew's just being like a DJ. He's like, all right, ladies and gentlemen, just sit back, relax, listen to the sultry sounds of my voice. And I'm like, okay, I can lean forward more.
I feel like I'd be Barry White.
There you go.
Do you know who Barry White is?
Yes.
That's the one Jimmy Fallon does an impression of, right?
Yeah.
That's Barry Gibbs. No,
I love
Is
Barry
that
White.
that's your impersonation of Barry White?
Listen, I don't have the velvety,
like,
deep voice you do. Okay.
Step on over here.
oh, yeah. Where are they?
Light that candle.
Whenever we need to do a promotion, if we ever get sponsored, we won't. But if we ever get sponsored, we could probably get Uncle Steve to like, hey, what's a random product that you own? Go buy a product. Bird's beer. Shut up. Yeah, Peter did this thing in our most recent Big River Crossing performance. And at this juncture, it's probably going to have to come out every time, some semblance of it. Like,
I'll never know.
I think we need to have like
You'll never know.
we need to have
There
you walk
you
out
go.
before the show starts and like do it in the middle of anyway. We'll have to do a pre-recorded video and just say this is sponsored by anyway, and everyone's going to be googling, going, "Wait, this isn't
they
even a
really?
real thing."
Are they actually?
No, it's not real. That's the thing. He made it up, and in the middle of this show, he just does this full-on 3-minute announcement for this product that doesn't exist, that isn't sponsoring us. And he and Lizzie, one of the other band members, like beard balm. They're doing this weird jingle, and I'm going, "What are you? Why? I don't." And the worst part is that like you got to know when to stop a joke to a degree. Like part of the humor was that it just kept on going. It would not stop. And props to you because like you made it sound really professional. Like it sounded like a legitimate old Jack Benny program. You know,
Well, I
like,
think that was the genius of it. You know, the first thing you do is you say something that's dumb, and then everyone thinks that's the joke, and then you make it last for 5 minutes, and then people realize
it's a brand of
that's
humor,
really
for
the
sure.
joke. It's
Yes.
not. It's not the product. It's how long.
I just think
they're
that
making up words.
they're just laughing at the fact that so like pandemonium reigns. Like there's no one in charge up there. They're just gonna do their own thing.
But then it all tied in at the end. You know,
Sure.
as soon as we sang the jingle, that's all it took.
Well, anyway, so there's your story, Bert's Beard Balm. Now, how did you come up with
That's
that?
Beard Balm.
I don't replace Lizzie. Sorry. So how did you come up with this? Was this just sitting in the dressing room?
Yeah, I think so. I think I was stroking my beard.
Had we watched
Too much
Dumb and Dumber
information.
at that point?
No,
No, that was before that. Okay.
no.
What?
So Sundays afternoons we go to Terry's and watch a movie, and the one we watched was Dumb and Dumber, which I had to stop
Y'all
myself.
Y'all went from James Bond. I want to come back to that. Y'all went from James Bond movies to Mission Impossible. What was after that?
Oh wait, John Wick was in there.
John Wick. Okay, well that's a worthwhile endeavor. To now you're Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah, we did
Are
Dumb
you
and
going through
Dumber.
the
we did.
Are you going through the Farrelly Brother movies? Is that what this?
No, we're doing Violent Night tomorrow.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's the guy from Stranger Things.
Yeah.
Hey, we finished episode 4 last night.
I haven't seen season 4 yet.
Okay,
so.
all right.
I-
Season
A
4?
Violent Night.
No, no, of Stranger
Same
Things.
guy. Same guy. Who
Same
stars in
guys in it.
it. Yeah.
No, this is bothering me.
Well, I adjusted my mic to look like yours.
Well,
But now you're
This is good
adjusting
for my
yours, and now it
posture.
makes me want to adjust mine.
it's okay. Come here. There we go. All right.
Okay.
Just start chewing on it. What was I saying? Why
Violent Night. You haven't watched season 4 of Stranger
I haven't
Things?
watched
Well, it was
season
Dumb and Dumber
4
that we all started on.
Stranger Things.
Something about Bert's
Okay.
Beard Balm and Dumb and Dumber.
Okay,
Off,
just started Dumb and Dumber.
offline, I will tell you why, but I can't say it right now. Anyway,
We're going to have like an uncensored version of this? Sorry,
yeah,
continue.
it's going to be after.
You're the one that edits this, so
Yeah,
to be
I
fair,
edit it, so-
you could tell the story right now and it would disappear. You don't
Oh
have
wait,
to wait
does
till
this
later.
thing actually get edited?
Yeah, I edited it.
Oh.
That's why it doesn't look very good.
So like you could take the answer from one question.
I could. You could. Yes, you could
The answer to
say.
everything is Bert's Beard Balm.
Yeah, I literally could put that in at the end of every single sentence. You go Bird's beard or whatever you said, not beer, beard. There we go.
Now you sound like other people in the band. That's what they kept saying. It's not beer, it's beard. Beard.
Beard.
Beard.
Beard bomb.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So you're watching Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, yeah, so
We're
we're watching
all
Dumb and Dumber.
for it, yeah.
And so that
You
was...
just said he can't talk about that.
No, I can't talk about Stranger Things Season 4.
Oh.
The reason why I wasn't interested in watching it. I can't talk about it here, but I can talk about it.
Oh, because it's a spoiler.
Sure, we'll go with that.
It's spoiled. you.
Spoilers. No spoilers. Doctor Who, for anyone who's interested.
For
Okay,
who's
go on.
interested.
I'm still hung up on Dumb and Dumber, and I want to note the progression.
I honestly don't
Blake's
remember.
beard balm.
What were we... Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't it. I don't know.
But it was, yeah. He made a comment about Bert's beard balm, and you were like, "Was that before or after?"
It was before or after because I was wondering if you were inspired by Dumb and Dumber to do that commercial. Because I was thinking, because I was sitting there, we were sitting there watching it, and I'm trying my best not to quote it because I know that thing from memory. And I'm laughing before the joke even hits, and I'm like, "Okay, Andrew, you've got to slow down because they're gonna think you're an idiot." Which we're watching Dumb and
Watching
Dumber.
Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. So
who would think that? Sorry.
we're gonna go somewhere where we know someone.
Want to know what do they hear the most annoying sound in the world?
Oh my goodness, we all busted out laughing.
Part of that's because we all have kids, so we're aware when your kid first gets into.
I thought the rockier mountains would be rockier than this.
No way! We landed on the moon. Sorry. Okay, continue.
Oh, that was it.
Oh, that was it.
I just was wondering if that was
But
what
what
inspired.
What does that got to
was
do
in
with
Dumb
Bert's
and Dumber.
beard balm?
It was the way you're making it sound is it was silly, but the joke
It was a serious promotion.
Imagine the old Lucky Strike commercials, like
This is a major award.
And Peter, I will show you afterwards. But Peter did this. Yeah, it was award winning for sure.
The owls. I said owls up there. I can't say the first part of that.
No,
So you can't talk about season 4, but
when y'all
talk about owls.
decide to go through all the movies of Christopher Nolan, you let me know. I'll come to that viewing.
Well, would Terry watch any of the Batmans?
Yes.
If it's Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
That's about all he'd watch, superhero-wise.
Oh, but like that, he does so much more, and it's so much more than just what?
Terry?
No, Christopher Nolan.
Terry does.
Yeah.
Oh no.
No. Terry is like he's a curmudgeon set in his ways. He's only to do his thing.
We had so Dumb and Dumber was actually a palate cleanser because we watched The Road
Oh, yeah.
before.
The what?
The Road. By
Yeah, with Viggo Mortensen. Yeah. Hey, try reading the books. Have you read the
I
books?
have.
The
I've read
formatting of those books?
It's really hard to,
Oh my word!
find.
It's not as annoying as reading the Hunger Games, where everything sounds like someone live tweeting their life. You know, I walk to the table. I pick up my bow. I feel sad about my life. You're just like, just put your phone down. Like, just write a book. Like, I don't get anyway.
There's an illustrated version of those books now.
Oh, a graphic novel.
No, like an illustrated, looking like the Harry Potter illustrated.
There's like a
books.
picture. It's like a picture book.
Yeah, it's like the book. It's the book, but they just have pictures and
Like a
drawings.
picture in the
and,
background.
With like the bubbles of them talking.
No,
Oh,
not
okay.
a comic.
Gotcha. Graphic novel. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
We're gonna upgrade it to graphic. Okay, got
Sorry,
it.
no, because like I have the graphic
manga.
novel of The Hobbit.
Oh, okay.
So like sometimes I take books and they make them into graphic novels, so it's all
no,
pictures.
It's not a
I was
graphic
curious.
novel. It's
Okay.
just illustrated.
I sit corrected.
It's like the Harry Potter illustrated series, or
Okay.
I don't know.
Cool. That's awesome. So, Hunger Games. There you go.
So Christmas movies, because that's
Oh,
coming
there you
up
go.
next. Christmas movies.
Are we going to release this before Christmas?
That's the plan.
Have we released the one before this?
I have to find it, but
Was
yeah,
that before Thanksgiving?
that
so
was
far.
like what summer?
Yeah, it's been a couple of months
That
trying
was
to hunt me
Grandpa.
down.
How many
Yeah.
have y'all had now?
6, 7.
Yeah.
Oh no, I said it.
6, 7.
No, so someone explain that to me. Let's come back to the Christmas movies.
Oh, it's a betting odd. Well,
What?
that's what it actually is. Yeah,
What?
you know that.
6,
It's a betting
7 is a
odd.
betting odd.
Yeah, like I'll
discussing this.
How
bet
did
you
kids
6 for
latch onto
7.
Because there's some, isn't it like a YouTuber or something? It's like 6, 7 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, she's gonna. So, I mean, the origin of it is the betting odd, but the practical implications is like 6 of one, half dozen of another. Like it's what we grew up saying, right? 6 of one, half dozen of another.
We had more time in our hands
That's
to say
what
a lot
6,
of syllables.
7 means. So it's just like 6, 7, 6, 7. Like the point is, like I'll bet you 6 in return for 7. Like that's not really a bet. It doesn't
I'd
really
gladly
matter.
pay you tomorrow for a cheeseburger today. I said that quote all kinds are wrong, but that's okay.
Okay, so I don't
6,
understand
7.
that at all. But it's sort of like, wasn't there a thing with
Or like whatever.
the
right?
Minecraft
Like 6, 7.
movie? Wasn't there some sort of thing going around, people doing things in theaters?
Minecraft. Oh, the
Chicken jockey.
Yeah, chicken
Yeah,
jockey.
yeah. What even? Like, what did we even have stuff like that when we were growing up? Like, what did I miss?
Yeah, I mean, we had
what did
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
oh.
Yes, how did we miss that one? Our parents were so open-minded and letting us watch whatever
I
we
mean, I
wanted.
think that's the closest thing to it.
We grew up in a family where I tried to explain to people that when we would watch Pixar movies, my dad would sit us down and talk to us about our attitude. If you exhibit any of the attitudes by these kids, anyway. So
that was not me.
can't imagine why we didn't watch Rocky
the
Horror.
boat.
He touched the... Yeah, exactly. You couldn't say, but you couldn't. He touched the butt. Anyway.
You said it.
I did. Yeah, I'm a grown man. I'm not afraid. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you. Please don't give me fudge at Christmas. She asked me. She said, "I'm thinking of not making the fudge this Christmas," and I was
She
just
made
like,
fudge.
"She did." Well, she sent me
made
a
I had
picture.
fudge too.
But she asked.
I had fudge and I had pumpkin pie.
I was with my wife's family. I had a great time, but I'm not going to lie. She sent me a picture of the fudge. But she'd asked me like a week or two before that. She was like, "I'm thinking of not doing the fudge," and I was like, "What? No, huh?" And I had to apologize for how agitated I got, even that she would say that. Like, I immediately went to, "What? No, you have to do that." I'm like, "Oh, sorry. I realize how that sounds. Like, you don't have to do anything. I love you. Thank you for doing this." I was like, "No, you can't.
So-
it's not Christmas unless there's fudge."
So, fudge or Christmas cookies, if you had to only have one.
Mom's Christmas cookies,
Right.
like the sugar cookies with the frosting
Yes.
and the stuff. Oh, that's not fair. It's
So I'm
like
saying, like, which one?
that's like a package deal. You got to have both, right?
Yeah, that's my point. So which
Yeah.
one?
No, I don't like these. I don't like this
I
decision.
don't like this game.
I don't like the whole gun to your head. Decide this right now.
I'll get this coconut.
this used coconut that I bought at Reddit. No, no, I'm kidding. Doesn't even work like that. Anyway,
Don't buy things from Reddit.
Or take polls. I took a Reddit poll.
oh man.
Well,
Anyway.
that wasn't smart.
So
You got to answer the question.
I would say fudge.
As in you would go with or without?
No, I would
He
go.
would say he would-
I would go with, and here's why.
Yeah.
It's sort of like because I like Scotch. I like bourbon too. But the problem with bourbon is you can have a lot of it, and with Scotch anyway, like I can have a little bit. I'm good. Like it's a sipping whiskey. I drink it slowly. I'm done for the evening. So it's almost like portion control. I can't chug down fudge. I have to have 2 or 3 little pieces or whatever, and I'm fine. But it's so filling. But those cookies, it's like popcorn. It's like, I'll just have 2 or 12, or something. And they're like, "Oh, I made this really big, horse, rocking horse for you. Oh, thank you." No, I have to eat it, I was like, "It's only 1 cookie, but it's like 5 that she put together. So that's why it's more for the sake of my health. It's because I care about my health, Peter. Wait, which one would you pick?
Yeah, I'd probably do cookie.
This is why Mom asked me about the fudge.
Yeah.
Y'all probably
No, I
like,
mean,
"Oh, don't hurt yourself,
I mean,
Mom."
I'm with you. I'd rather have both of them. I think they both are. But to quote the word we're not supposed to say,
Touch the butt.
yeah, I think the flavor of the Christmas cookie brings more joy, more Christmas bells.
More of a lethargic, I don't know.
Yeah. Just
I
makes
feel
you
like I've been shot
home.
with a tranquilizer about 30 minutes after I eat those cookies. I'm just like,
I think that's a sign of something worse.
no, don't lie, dude. Hey, I'm in
How many
my.
toes do you have?
I'm in my. Yeah, they call me Stumpy for a reason. No,
If I drop something on your foot, will you feel it?
you do get to a point in your late 30s where you're just like, okay, I have to gauge everything I eat based on how it's going to affect the rest of my day. Like, if I'm having breakfast with Grandpa and we're at Perkins, I just get the Eggs Benedict and a fruit bowl. I'm like, nope, I got to be productive after this, because there was a day I'd sit down and be like, I'm going to have the sausage and the eggs, I'm going to have the pancakes and the waffle. I had all the stuff and a French toast or whatever, and I was just like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. That is, when Rachel's like, "I think we're going to do breakfast food for dinner." I'm like, for dinner? Yeah, make pancakes. That's great. Because then I don't feel bad about it. I'm like, all right, I can have my pancakes and then know I'm going to bed soon, so I'm okay. But no, I can't. I have to gauge everything I eat based on how productive do I feel like being. So, which is sad because I used to be able to like just chow down on a bunch of stuff. Even like at the Mexican restaurant when I was there with Neil, I was like, I can't have too much dip, and I'm not getting like the heavy burrito. I'm gonna get my little shrimp taco, like 2 or 3 little ones versus this mammoth, the size of California. And it's like, all right, oh, no, then I'd be walking in just like, oh guys, Liz, Andrew, you cover the podcast today. It'd be great. And I'll be over on the sofa, just randomly here.
I would still mic you.
Tell me more, Peter. Tell me about. Anyway, all right. So Peter's into disc golf. I believe we asked him about this
How did we get
a while
back
ago.
to this?
Pulling it. This is why I had the tacos instead of the burrito because now I can.
Where's that
reach back.
sheet? It had questions.
That sheet. Those questions would not have said. It would have said something like "ask about interests," and one of those interests is now disc golf. So you asked Dad to go get disc golfing with you. How did you get into disc golf, Peter?
Pause. To go get disc golfing with you. I just want to.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I did
all
softball rehearsals. So,
How did you get into it?
and then we would lose, and they'd ask why'd you lose, and I'd say, well, they got more points than we did. And then, yeah, exactly. That's right, Andrew.
Yes.
Then I learned
Points? What's wrong with points?
You just see me at a
it's
football
not
game.
points, it's runs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For all the grief that we get from people in the sports world who then do the stupidest things in regards to how they talk about music, and we're supposed to just roll with it, I feel like we can all show a little grace to each other. The amount of concerts I've been to where you're just like, hey, don't clap between movements, just don't. And you say it, and it's in the program, and you still have those like handful of people like, I want to clap between them. And I'm like, you show grace to them. I'm not going to be a jerk about it. But like, if I'm going to be gracious to them, then maybe the sports people can be gracious to me when I say things like points.
I think the reason that people clap in between movements is because they don't realize when the movement's over. Even when it's like blatantly
No,
obvious.
you could. I literally was at one recently where I had a program, and then we're going to get back to disc golf.
We're eventually going to interview Peter.
Where like, it said like
You guys are doing great.
they said it beforehand.
We know what we're doing now.
Yeah, you know what you're doing now.
But like it said, please save your applause, and then it had like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 applause. It had in brackets and italics. It didn't matter. Like end of
They
the
didn't
first
read it.
song, it was like yay! And I'm just like, oh,
Is that
boy.
what they sounded like?
Yeah, because they just
Okay.
eaten a burrito.
Were they drooling on the front of the steps too?
Those sports people. Yeah, there's a reason that their store is called Dick's.
Peter has converted me into a sports person.
Yeah, see?
Specifically, Memphis Tigers football and the Grizzlies basketball.
Both of these are sore topics right
Cool.
now.
Yeah, we kind of suck right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, for those that are offended by that word, we're not very good.
You'll edit that out later, though, I think.
Probably not.
I was laughing that you missed my comment about the sporting goods place, but that's okay. We'll just
Sporting
save it.
goods?
You'll
What,
hear it when you
Academy?
play it back.
No, I got it.
Thank you, Peter.
Yeah, Richard.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a reason why that's where sports people get their stuff. Anyway. All right. So, disc golf. How'd you get into
is a
disc golf? You have friends that
Well,
do
He's on a
disc
league.
golf.
I went to Richard's Sporting Goods,
Can't say the other word.
and I
I think they're
got,
downsizing, not the Little Richard Sporting Goods. No, I'm
and I
sorry.
got some discs.
Okay.
I mean, I've had them. I've had them since 2009. I've had discs.
You were thinking in the back of your head, one day I'm going to do this?
No, I played disc golf at Shelby Farms, and like whenever I'd periodically bring them and play them at random places. I didn't necessarily like it because I felt like I was playing human catch, but or human fetch.
Oh, you mean baseball?
Instead of bringing a
Yeah.
dog to bring this back to me.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw, and then I'm gonna
gonna
get
go.
it. Yeah, and then if I miss throw, I have to go. Yeah, so that was the first. I don't know, 10 years, 12 years, 13 years after. So, but then Richie and Calvin and Paul, and Cole, they all played, and
These are
so
people.
these are all people. And so then I would hang out with them, and they'd go play, and then I would bring my little discs with me, and then I would go throw, and I would be texting Carla the whole time saying, I feel like I'm playing fetch with myself. So,
But now you're in a league.
but now
It's
I'm in a
official.
league. Now
What's
I'm
the name of the league?
the Fellowship of the Disc. That's right.
That's
got the little elvish pendulum thing that held together their cloaks. Whatever you call that thing, the leaf.
Oh wow, the leaves of Lothlorien?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, the Mothmorian leaf.
That's exactly what it's called.
That's on my car now. So
Everyone's gonna think you have so much Tolkien street cred right now.
I do feel like I have no Tolkien street cred, but
Would you
yeah.
like to borrow any books?
No, I've got the books.
I've got books
I've read
on the
them.
books.
I've got books on books.
I do, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But no, it's
Okay.
fun. Get you outside.
Yeah.
The numbers mean... Well, the numbers don't really mean anything. Like, they're not exactly accurate. But they do mean something, and that it gives you a relative gauge of, is this
Okay.
a faster disc, a slower disc, a more stable disc, or an understable disc? But as far as the exactness of it, you really just have to throw it and see what it does.
Same thing with kids, you know.
Andrew knows. Andrew's thrown. He threw a glitch.
Yes,
Yeah.
I threw
That's
a
what
glitch.
they call me.
So
Yeah.
it was in the Matrix,
Yeah.
and
That was
I
a
threw
cat.
it, and it did this. It went, and I was like, "What happened?"
In the front yard.
It's crazy.
He was crushing it.
I was impressed with myself that I
Yeah.
could throw the frisbee.
That's what I'm saying. He was throwing. I don't think you'd really thrown before, had you?
No, I mean I threw frisbees, normal frisbees.
Yeah, but you'd never really.
not official frisbees.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
We're all trying new things. Look at that.
I'm telling you. It typically, whenever Peter's involved, I learn something new, whether it be football, clothing, whatever
You
it may
need to
be.
pray Peter never gets in any bad habits, because if so, he's bringing you all down with him. It's like that all three houses are just going to happen. Peter got into drugs. No. Your
What's your
stunned
definition?
silence is very reassuring. Mother? Please don't watch this one. No, but let's be honest, I do stand by what I said. If Peter gets into any bad habits, based on what you're saying, you're going down with him. And we all know, if y'all go down, Terry is like riding your coattails for the pure
feel
joy
like-
of it.
I feel like Terry would just stand there and be like, "Y'all are so dumb."
Yes, he would. Yeah, he probably would. He'd probably be looking at his window too this whole time. Like, there they go.
No, he'd
What
be,
are they doing?
No, he's
Yeah.
going to be sitting
This
in
is
his
why I
room
don't-
playing
this is
loud
why
rock
I
and roll
don't
music.
socialize with
Going
them.
like, I don't have time for this tomfoolery.
You can hear it from when you step outside. I love it. Oh, Edward loves it too. He was playing like Metallica or something, and Edward walks in, and I'm looking at him like, all right, let's see. I'm curious if he likes metal like I do. And Edward and it's loud. It's in the study. And Edward turns around and he goes, "I really like this music." I'm like, sweet, I got a rock head. And then Samuel, sweet little innocent Samuel, adores heavy metal music. And I'm like, okay, cool. Every time I get in the car with just him, he's like, "Can we turn on the monster truck music?" And it's all this Hot Wheels like
Monster truck?
it's all heavy metal monster truck music that Hot Wheels put out. It's pretty. Some of it's pretty good, but Samuel, it's all he wants.
Hot Wheels
to listen
does
to.
music?
Yeah. Oh, you should watch the TV show.
How did we miss that?
They do a TV show.
You like
now.
collected Hot Wheels cars. Wow. Man,
Wheels.
people can't stay in their lane. Wow.
Huh? Pun intended.
So we watched the Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol.
Oh yeah.
Okay, because my daughter woke up this morning. It's Saturday morning is Cartoons Day, so she always picks out, and it always goes from like 3 or 4
Today's
things.
Saturday?
Today's
I know.
Saturday.
Yeah,
But it started off with Rack Shack and Benny, so it was with VeggieTales, like solid choice. And then it went to I want to watch Buzzsaw Louie, which is the Christmas one, Toy That Saved Christmas. And then it was I want to do Robin Hood with the Fox. Okay, well, also a very good one.
Are these all DVDs or are these
These
like...
are all DVDs, my friend.
Oh,
We are Redbox.
Okay.
When the internet comes crashing down, in all its glory, we'll be there.
I
Anyway,
don't think
so-
the movies are what people are going to be thinking about when the internet goes down, but
You're
that's
right.
fine.
But
Yeah.
then when the dust settles, after the warlords have reallocated all the different zones, they're
You'll be
going to
firing
need
up your generator to watch your DVDs. This is for my kid.
Quick, get in the bunker. We gotta watch this
You're
thing.
welcome. Anyway,
Do you have food? No, but we have DVDs.
munch on this. The extended edition. No,
It's fiber.
that's right.
There's plenty of fiber in this plastic.
Anyway, cool. So we were watching Mickey Mouse Christmas Carol. And of course, there's like this scene. We're just sitting there watching it, and we watched it last night. And she wanted to watch it again. She was really excited. I like that duck. He's funny. What's his name? Like Scrooge McDuck. Scrooge McDuck. He's funny, Dad. I'm like, okay. Well, why is he not nice? I'm like, here we go. Questions of morality. So we're talking about the story, and then we get to that scene where like the ghost of, because Ghost of Christmas Past is Jiminy Cricket, which is really cute. And then you remember the giant from Fun and Fancy Free?
Yes.
Okay, he plays the Ghost of Christmas Present. She thinks he's hysterical. I forget his name. But then the Ghost of Christmas Future is played by Pete.
Oh, yeah.
The big dog with the cigar. And like all of a sudden you see like Mickey setting the crutch by the gravestone. They don't ever say Tiny Tim is dead. But like he was watching and she just turns to me and goes, why is Mickey crying? I'm like, oh, he's just sad. Why did the boy die? I was like, oh, whoa. He didn't die. Like, he didn't. He was having, because I'm not lying, because Scrooge was just having a vision. Like, oh, he's just having a bad dream. But it's okay because the dream is going to make him be a good duck. So that's good. Anyway, so yeah.
What's that book that Jonathan Gibson wrote? The Moon Shines On, or The Moon's Still Gibson There, or
what?
The guy who does Be Thou My Vision and Come Emmanuel.
He wrote what?
He wrote a kid's book.
Really? Have
you not read this book?
No.
Well, I kind of don't want to tell you the story then, so you can experience it. But for the sake of the podcast, I'll tell you the story because I know you want a story. So
for the sake of the podcast,
it's called But the Moon Shines On, or something like that. We'll pretend like that's what it's called. You can look it up. And we're reading it. I'm reading it to Michelle. It's like our bedtime book. So like she's all cuddled up in her bed. We're reading this thing, and it's like, Mommy and Daddy love you so much, and the moon shines on. Mommy and Daddy are gonna have a baby. The moon shines on. Mommy and Daddy made the room, and the moon shines on. Mommy and Daddy, had the baby showers, and the moon shines on. Mommy and Daddy went, and the moon shines on, and you're like going, all of a sudden it's like, Mommy and Daddy got news today, but the moon shines on. Mommy and Daddy won't have the baby, but the moon shines on. And I'm like reading this thinking it's like this happy little kid's book,
Sweet dreams.
And Michelle like turns, she's like, did the baby die? And I was like, yes.
It's not that that's funny. It's that it's funny in the context of
the moon shines on.
But the moon, what we've learned is the moon shines on.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
ooh,
sweet dreams.
Well, you really sold that one to me, man.
Wow, that hits a little hard.
Yeah. Well, now that you know what it is, it's a sweet book.
Now that I know what it is, I will not be purchasing that book.
But yes.
If you really want to make your kids think about life, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Daddy, if I behave, will you please not read that book to me tonight?
There we go. Be like, this is a punishment.
I'm going to read that book, and the moon shines on. Oh, man. Okay, so, again, it's weird to kind of retread old territory. How are we doing on time? Okay, well, we got a few minutes.
How was it been?
Yeah, it's been, 40 minutes or so?
40, we have 15 minutes.
Okay, 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
Tell us all your life story.
What do you want to know?
I was born a small no, okay.
I told it all on the previous podcast.
I know, and we lost.
And it was a great podcast.
It really was. We discussed jazz music. That was really cool.
But you know what they say?
Why did you go into jazz music?
The moon shines on.
Yeah. The moon shines on. Why did I go into jazz music?
Yeah.
Why did you go into opera?
Because I auditioned for my master's degree, and they said, have you ever considered opera? And I said, how do you describe opera? And they said, no one's going to tell you to try and blend. So that was it. I was like, I spent all my college and high school being told, you're too loud, blend, you're too loud. And then I had someone go, you can sing as loud as you want. I was like, oh, well, okay.
It's actually encouraged.
So that's why. I told my story.
I think mine's the same.
I was in a room. You can
play my piano, and I was like, I don't like these notes. They're too confining. And everyone's like, just play jazz. You do whatever you want to do.
No, you said, and everyone said, who is this everyone? Who looked at you and said, you should consider jazz music? Because you did not grow up in a house where jazz was a language.
Who looked at me and said I should play jazz? Nobody.
But how did you end up with jazz? Because it was like structured. You took lessons. Like this was not like you just happened to wake up one day and make up notes.
To grandma's chagrin, I took lessons.
So she didn't want you to take lessons.
No, she did not want me to take lessons. No, I think again I thought it was because I was playing Mozart and Rachmaninoff and Debussy, and I was confused because I didn't know what the underlying chord was that he had, but I knew it existed. I just didn't know what it was, and I explained that if I knew what the chord was, then I could do whatever I needed to do with my left hand and keep playing the melody, because then I know I'm playing the right chord. But if I don't know what the chord is, then each bass and treble clef then are like I'm trying to read two languages at the same time. But if I know what the chord is, then the bass clef, based on where the height is, right, in the clef, I can kind of gauge like, all right, if we're in D and I see it's kind of mid clef, I can hit a D in staff and I'll probably be fine. If it's a little bit upper, I know it's an F sharp. If it's high, it's an A. So, but I had to know what the chord was, and then that's when I was told that I should get a fake book. Mm-hmm. And that would have, and they have a classical fake book.
The classical fake book. There's a classical fake book?
Yes, so I have a classical fake book that Grandma gave me, and then
That's a thing?
Yeah, and then I was like, well, this is cool, and then she was like, well, and then somehow I got into jazz and chords, and learned how to play chords with jazz, and then I forget her name now. That's a shame. I should remember her name. Who taught me jazz? But yeah, she kind of zoned in on the different scales.
Was she a friend of Mom and Dad?
No, because Grandma was pretty big in the Atlanta.
Yeah, the Music Educators Association.
Yeah, but specifically for piano, the piano something organization.
The guild or whatever.
Yeah, she was like
Georgia Music Educators
Association. Wasn't she like president or something like that? I don't remember. She was,
I think
she was pretty high at some point. So I think that's why, because she was a jazz pianist.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Thank you, Mrs. What's her name or Miss or whatever.
It'll strike me later.
Yeah. Yeah, in the uncensored version, when Andrew tells us why he didn't watch
season 4
of Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so then what was the first jazz piece you remember playing or learning?
George Udahart, Teaching Me the Blues in the key of C.
Wow. And not on a tuba.
I was
imagining him playing
and he played string bass.
That's right.
I think that's a normal doubling
that.
for most tuba players.
Well, the math adds up too, doesn't it? You're just like, you have to...
You're in the basement the whole time anyways.
Yeah. Once you get an ear for it, technically, I don't know, it just seems like it would make sense.
And then Linus and Lucy. That's probably the first.
I was going to say,
jazz.
Well, I didn't know where Black Coffee read into that. So I got a copy of the Hal Leonard Real Jazz book, and I know that you had that, and yours was already falling apart by the time I came back from college, and it was...
Yeah, that was my jazz piano lesson, was in that book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. Black Coffee.
Black Orpheus,
Black Coffee.
Which will be releasing on a jazz EP sometime in 2026.
But yeah, we had several though. I'm trying to remember the other ones that we did. But yeah, that was all part of her. She was teaching me. Black Coffee, she taught me specifically the spacing for a diminished chord. So don't just take the F major, as an F minor major minor chord. Anyways, but don't just take it at face value and do a complicated, don't do, if it's an F minor major chord. That's confusing.
Are you saying with a major 7 on
Yeah, major 7.
Oh, okay, all right.
But anyways, don't just do a cluster of F, A flat, C, E natural, space it out. So do an F, but then in your right hand do an E, and then go to the A flat, and then add a D flat or something, right?
How you voice it.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll say too. Sorry, go ahead.
No, that was it, and then it was just a half step shift. So it's from that to that. So I think she taught me that one just for.
Well, there's a level of musicianship you bring to the table too that I wonder if there was is it sort of a trial by error? Do you sort of learn as you went? But a lot of people, it's they don't necessarily respond to a group sound. They have what they bring to the table, and they're just going to do that thing. Nothing wrong with that, for the record. You can have very, very talented people who play what's written on the page. But one thing I've noticed about you that I really appreciate is if we're doing a hymn for an acoustic service, like tomorrow, you're going to play more. But then as the group gets bigger, I know you playing less. And it's not that you're not playing, it's that you recognize, I don't need to fill this out as much because, there's brass. I don't have to pound the left hand, in the lower register as much. I don't have to play this little section here. I can sort of fill in the gaps, which is that something that you worked on with your teacher too? Or is that just sort of innate as you've played in ensembles over the years, you just kind of recognized I can make adjustments in real time?
Yeah, no, I think that's just an ear. I think you do the same thing. I mean,
with vocal harmonies, sure.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if you did the same instrument, you can tell it's too much, right? So you just zone back and pull it back.
You'd think that, right? But there are some really, really incredible musicians out there that it's they play this a certain way. This is what they're going to play, and you just, So then you're kind of stuck going, okay, so then I need you over there to play this less because that person's just going to play what they're going to play. So it's not as common, I think, is the difference between a studio musician and a classically trained musician, which there can totally be an overlap for sure. But I don't know. I think that one of the things for me, because I lead music at a church, so my first thought when we're learning a hymn is the church or the church members singing it. So I don't care to have incredible harmonies, on the first verse and chorus or whatever. I'm gauging how is the congregation responding, and then I basically have to tell the vocalist, depending on how well they're responding, I may sing melody with you for another verse, or I may jump to a harmony. And so then as long as you rehearse that, you're okay. But I guess that's a weird, I don't know, that just seems more like an educator's method versus a studio musician method. But that's, I don't know.
My years of being a studio musician, just...
I think in a different life, in a different life, that would have totally, anyway.
I think I have there's two things that come to mind. One has nothing to do with this, but it's similar. But one is, so the one that does is it's kind of like cooking, right? If I give you a clove of garlic, if the main course is chicken, you're not going to just do equal portions chicken and garlic, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're going to figure out, all right, this is just supposed to be here for that. So music's the same thing. It's what's the main course? Instrumentally wise, or maybe it's vocally, whatever it is. What's the main course? And then if you're not in the main course, then the question is all right, how much, just ingredients, how much of this do you need to be for the main course?
And sometimes it can be equal in importance too. I think of the jazz recording that we did, where once you realized that the upright bass was solid, and that I don't need to do basically anything with my left hand.
That reshaped everything.
Right, but that's you're so used to. But that was my point though. Is you sort of you recognized, this is a different style of playing, but then you made the adjustment, and then it kind of made it easier but harder. You're more under a microscope to a degree, so you're more sparse than you otherwise would be. But it's almost again, when you trust the colleagues around you, that they're going to pull their weight, and that bass line is going to be there. You don't have to try and help it. That's a different level.
Arrest is still part of music, right?
Oh, I think the rests are some of the best. That makes or breaks a song. It really does. On purpose too. And it's biblical that. You talk about with Elijah, got the still small voice. There was the fire and there was the wind. There was all these all these loud sounds, but the still small voice, and that was to get his attention. In a very real sense. So I think that as we consider musically, I'll tell the choir that all the time, and the ensemble. The rest should be deafening, which seems like a contradiction, but no, it's because that immediately arrests the attention of everyone who's listening and participating. Because it takes everyone concentrating on one thing at the same time. It's the same thing in choir music. Where you'll have the choir lock onto a unison portion, and sometimes it's the composer being lazy, but sometimes a well-intentioned composer is doing it because they're drawing attention to this. Okay, so at the end of Dan Forrest's A Mighty Fortress, his kingdom is forever. It hammers it home in unison and then branches off into some harmony. But anyway, those are just clever musical tactics too. Well, I don't know where I was going with that, but anyway.
My second thing.
I was wondering what the second one was.
Actually has to do with disc golf.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I had an epiphany.
I had that.
So
one.
in disc golf, speaking as a
Gave me some medicine.
as a very, very, very low rated disc
How many
golf
times do you
player,
go to adjust that?
I don't know. I've given up. I was watching him and I was going to adjust my microphone, but he just keeps
We're all. This
adjusting it.
is our whole thing. We know what we're doing now.
I
We know
give
what we're
up.
doing. As I move
upside
this.
down. But so in disc golf, you can be a really good disc golfer. And if you're a really good disc golfer, you're throwing it down the fairway, you're getting, 300 plus feet, right? You're making great putts. But that's not what makes a great disc golfer. A great disc golfer is the one who, when he gets stuck in the woods somewhere, he knows how to scramble and knows how to recover.
I thought you were going to say scream. Sorry.
Well, that too. That's part of it.
I'm lost.
But I guess all that to say, that was my epiphany. Is like, well, in music, that to me, that's like the mark of a good musician versus a great. So a good musician can master his scales and his arpeggios and play in rhythm and do all stuff. But that's not what marks a great musician. Is when you show up and two strings on the piano go out, or someone doesn't show up, or a microphone stops working, or whatever, right? Like, what do you do in that moment to keep the show going? That is a great musician. If he can pull it off and no one knows that anything happened like that, to me.
That's the training. Absolutely. I mean, the amount of young singers that I work with who, when I'll ask them, could kind of recap a performance they gave or a song they sang, and if it's in public or whatever, and their response is always the sort of like, I'm just disheartened that I made a mistake in front of people. Or that this is, and my thing is like, no, that's literally why you train. You don't train so that you have a perfect voice all the time. You train so that when you land on a note funky, you don't just suddenly cut out because you're nervous. No, you've done the preparation and know that just because I landed on this note this way, that doesn't mean it has to stay there. So you can make the adjustment. Or you can also give yourself grace because you know that, like, hey, I'm having a rough day vocally and this is my instrument. And so I made it through on, kind of barely making it across that finish line. Great, give yourself that grace for the day. But that's what the training was for, was so you didn't hit an obstacle or a challenge and then just go, all right, I'm out, Well,
part of it, too, is, though, like, nurses and doctors who have to have their hours right under the operating table. Because I think part of it, too, is you can have all the training in the world, but unless you experience it and you make the mistakes, you're not going to learn. Like I think the same thing is true in business. The same thing is true in music. The same thing is true in disc golf. It's like whatever it is.
Even Stranger Things.
Yeah, even Stranger Things. Like I think making the mistakes is just as important as learning the good form and the good scales and having that pressure of everyone's watching you, right, when you're doing it and you make this big mistake and everyone sees it. Like, I would rather someone have had years of that and learn from it and then be put in front of a big platform, right? Versus someone who's like just up and coming, he's done all the textbook stuff, he's educated, he's great, he does it all, and then you throw him in front of a million people and then he croaks and he just freezes, you know what I mean? Like the person who's had the years
or
of
just
mistakes.
burns out.
Yeah, or burns out.
We see that a lot in the opera world too. They'll tell you, like, you don't want certain roles, you don't want to be singing till you're in your 40s because your instrument, like, you'll put undue pressure on it. And this is your instrument. The difference is I can't go buy a new one if I damage the bell or whatever. Once it's damaged, it's damaged. And so you have a lot of people that they get put, especially because there's a need for certain roles and heavier rep, and especially because post the plague of 2020, a whole generation of opera singers left for other vocations. And so I was doing shows post, the first two waves of the virus, and you'd have these performers who are like, I'm 10 years too old for this role, but no one else is doing it right now. So I have more work than I've ever had because we lost a whole generation of people that were coming up behind me. And then when all of a sudden they couldn't perform, they just went to another job. Like, it started a whole new vocation because they didn't have enough collateral in the business to actually survive those 2 years. So it's interesting. Again, we respond to the markets in that way, but it can absolutely use you up. I think the same is true of pastors as well. The amount of younger pastors that get a massive platform, and then you fast forward 10 years and you're just going, well, that didn't go well. I'm not talking about the ones that are established and then you find out something horrible. Like, that's also terrible. But yeah, I think it's not at all uncommon. And the problem is that a lot of people, musicians or pastors, but they're trying too hard. They're coming into it for the sake of the platform. Well, I'm doing this because I want to be at a large church, because I want to be part of a large ministry, because I expect, like if God blesses it, that's what this looks like. And sometimes, but sometimes God's saying not yet, and that's okay. So then to your point, like, no, go cut your teeth, like go learn. Like I tell people, any good advice I have on the music directing front is from all the mistakes I've made.
Yeah, that's my point. See,
and I would just kind of like add an addendum to that. That's why, like my biggest not frustration, but like I didn't know I was going to be a music director, but I did think to myself, I was envious of people who had like a mentor in that sense. And I say like Dad's definitely a mentor type figure. Our father's a church music director, but it's not the same as like going and being an assistant under one of the larger churches in town. And I was envious of those people because you can like, that's why that mentorship is so healthy, because then you do have that someone who's going, hey, try it this way, not this way, because here's the mistakes that you could fall into. So it's not that like everyone should just go make all the mistakes now, but no, if you can find a mentorship. But that being said, the training portion, whether you have a mentorship or whether you're kind of figuring it out, is for that reason. Like it's more healthy for you to grow in a smaller format than to suddenly be given the keys to the kingdom, and then all of a sudden, I mean, that's the thing. People say anytime someone hits it big, they're like, oh, they changed or something. And I'm just like, yeah, they didn't. Now, what you're saying is they changed like in a very, very negative way. But like, there's a reason that in marriages we take vows, because we know we're not going to be the same person. Like my wife's not the same person that I married. I'm not the same person that I was when I married her. We're taking the vows because we're saying, hey, as we change, we're going to commit to staying together as we become different people, hopefully more like each other. But the job changes you, and the size of your platform changes you, and your social media interactions with people and how that affects your ability to shoulder burdens or shoulder stress changes you. That's why we have to constantly kind of evaluate, what are my boundaries in all those realms. Sorry.
All right, Peter.
Dumb and Dumber.
Peter, I have a question on that vein. So the thing I'm starting to, as I'm getting into my mid-30s, 33, so I'll be 35 in 2 years. That's weird. Something that I've noticed and I've kind of stuck with is anything obtained quickly usually doesn't last. But anything obtained slowly through patience usually tends to be good and solid. What would you say to that phrase?
Anything obtained quickly,
like really quickly, like, oh, I just got this,
usually doesn't last. But you mean in a positive way, right? Like I'm thinking, like if you had an accident, freak accident, that's a lifetime impact. But
well, I mean, you could look at it from that perspective too. I didn't think.
No, it's gardening versus fast food.
You're saying kind of like the NFL player who's like growing up in poverty, and then all of a sudden he gets $20 million dropped in his lap, like, and then after his contract's up, he runs out of his money and he's back to living on the street. Versus the person who's saving and storing it away on the side and working hard, and then he retires and he's got $20 million kind of thing. I mean, to put it in extremes, but
yeah,
we saying like that.
Yeah,
I agree. I think my first MacBook I saved up, and it was golly, how much was it back then? $1,200, I think.
Too much.
The little white MacBook, whatever the regular MacBook
the clamshell
notebook thing.
Yeah.
And I remember I saved up for it, and then like I bought it, and we didn't have internet, and so I had to go to the Horvath's house, and so Kate Horvath. But I remember when she's like, "Is this your first purchase that you saved up for?" And I was like, "Yeah." She goes, "This is the biggest purchase. She's like, this is the most important purchase of your life." She's like, "This will set the precedent for like this is what it'll be like for moving forward. Like remember this." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But it's been true, right? I mean, like we've had to get a car, we've had to buy a house, we've had to, fill in the blank, and like it's there's no one thing that's like, oh, I'm just gonna save a big pot of money and it's just gonna be to spend on this thing. It's I've got probably we're wine-nabbers, right? So we it's all digital for us, but it's kind of like pots and pans. I've got pans here, and I'm gonna keep filling up this pan and this pan and this pan, and when it's time to cash in, that's this pan, and it goes over here, right? So, but that you're talking, I don't know how many years, 13 years of that kind of mentality of thinking about I don't know. Is that what you're asking?
I was just curious.
Yeah. No,
because I know with you look at our modern way things are, a platform unlike YouTube that gets really big really fast usually crashes within a couple of months, but one that has a fan base that is slowly built over, I would say years. Well, they're still around today because they slowly built it up and they kind of gauged it. So not anything about anybody, just I thought that was interesting because I've got students at school that are like, well, I need to do this, that, and the other, and then I'll be the best at this. I'm like, that's not how you do it. You don't just wake up one day and you're the best player in the band. They just want to be the best in the band, and I'm like, well, then you got to work as hard as you got to work harder than the ones that are already working hard to make themselves good. And they're not. Some of my students, they don't have to work, they're just good. They just know how to do it, but then they put the practice on top of it, and they get better. And then it's like you're skyrocketing past everybody else.
That's the danger too. Is it the talented students or the talented people? If you already bring that natural talent. I mean, shoot, I was even reminded of how easy it is in my own life. I did a staging recently for an opera I'm doing in January, and they brought in this guy who sings at the Met. He's a comic baritone, and he is sought after. A comic, yeah. So Rossini is comic. Some certain Mozarts are comics, like comedy, tragedy.
Oh, like a real comic.
Yeah, comic in the sense of they tend to do the comedic roles.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's very physical. Doing opera and being goofy is it's a fine art to
Yeah.
But this guy, oh my word. First of all, I don't know how I'm going to keep a straight face performing with him. He was absolutely hysterical, so funny, and I was talking with the director afterwards, and he was just like, yeah, I knew this would be good for you. He goes, what did he say? He was very kind. He likes to give me compliments, but he goes, most of the shows in town, people are trying to keep up with you. You're going to be trying to keep up with this guy. And I was like, yeah, you're right. Because I genuinely walked away. I was like, I got nothing on this guy. He was so good. So good. Granted, he does this for a living. He literally just goes around the country doing these kind of roles. So he has them in his back pocket. But even so, I was just like, oh, man. I got to really step up my game. I can't just coast through this because I don't want it to be a school production. I want it to be a professional production. So yeah, it's a good reminder because too often you kind of get into a rut of what you're like, oh, okay, this is me giving my best, and then you see someone who's at the height of their game, and you're like, oh, so that's what happens if you just give all of your attention to that thing. So then
contentment, right? It's all about how to be contempt in life.
I hear you say contempt.
Yeah, I did say
contemptment. That's got a whole new word.
Contentment.
Well, it's 2:30.
Yeah,
we've been talking over Peter for an hour now. Thanks for.
Oh, it just feels like it's
being our guest.
We've been through Dumb and Dumber. We've been through season 4 of Stranger Things.
Oh, that comes next.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. But thank you very much. We'll definitely have to have you back because, again, there's more to talk about.
Will this be recorded? I mean, will this be... Are we sure this is...
We know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing.
Here's our phantom guest. Right. We just like to have him out. We're not even recording this. We're just... Anyway, sorry.
I told my family that I was going to be famous from the last podcast.
Tune in. It's going to be this amazing... Yes. It's like all those stories of actors who do a role in a movie and then they tell their family, watch me, and then they cut them from the movie.
Yeah, it's like Mike from Monsters, Inc. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I was on TV!
I can't believe it. Anyway.
I'm in a magazine!
It's a good movie. That's a good movie. I had someone ask me recently, they were like, which Pixar film do you think will age the best? And I know, I have very deep conversations. I said Ratatouille. I think that there's a host of really good entries, but whether it's due to graphics aging poorly or story aging, I don't want to say poorly, but so for instance, The Incredibles. Incredible movie, but we're all full of superhero fatigue. So it's hard to really capture how incredible that movie was, pun intended, in where it sat in time, because it carved out an audience in an era before we were just ensconced in superheroes.
Yeah, it was right before it happened.
Right. So that's why when Incredibles 2 came out, it was like a yawn. It was like, it was a good movie, but like it was very forgettable because we were over superheroes. So I felt bad for it. But anyway, I think Ratatouille is like, I gave it serious thought too. I was like, I just think that graphics wise, music wise, because Michael Giacchino, like this just gorgeous score. Story wise, there's several movies they've made that like, it's not that it's a bad story by any means, but I don't know. I just feel like as the dust has settled on all the different Pixar films they've released, they have really solid entries, Inside Out and Soul as more recent ones. But yeah, I think Ratatouille probably will probably have the longest shelf life. What are your thoughts? That's how we'll end it today.
Yeah, I'll end it with Peter's thoughts on what Pixar movie.
My thoughts are that you put more thought into this than I have.
Rapid fire.
So,
which Pixar movie?
With a gun to your head.
If I had to watch
Put
a
that
Pixar,
fudge up.
Or cookies.
if I had to put a Pixar film on today, probably Monsters Inc. is probably where I'd go. Yeah.
That one is so good.
Yeah,
It's the
that's a good
graphics
one.
for me, and the notion of technology that's going to change. I don't know. Anyway, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, well, it's probably because I have Maggie, who kind of reminds me of Boo.
Aww.
So
That's true. Oh, that's great. Yep, that's fair.
plus he has a deep voice,
John Goodman. Speaking of the Big Lebowski. Anyway.
Exactly.
All right. Well, thank you so much for spending a Saturday afternoon, both of you. I appreciate it. Thank your wives for me. And thank you, darling. So yeah, it's been another episode of the Himebook Family Podcast.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Episode number
245.